Hey everybody, welcome to Go Get It by Getitlex Motivational Mindset, the podcast. So, I've been away for a little while. I haven't really had a chance to do no interviews, but I thought it would be a great thing to have someone who know a lot about football, who in the football world, commentary, all types of stuff going on with football and sports in general to come on and give people an insight on himself and a lot of the stuff that's going on in Virginia and rec and high school sports. So I know a little bit about him. Yeah, I know a little bit about him, but this is the time for him to really introduce himself. So, Rell, you got the floor.
Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm better known in the streaming world as Rolling with Real. I do a lot of podcast streaming or live talk shows, and then I also stream a lot of games. One I just did this past week, Verona and more. Shout out to the 757 as well as the 804 that was following me for that. Got a lot of views on that. So, and also, I give back to the youth as a basketball coach for over 15 years at the Battery Park Vikings. So, I'm around in this city. I seen a lot, been around, and trying to give it up for the area.
All right, so with that being said, what is your background? Like, what actually started you having an interest on kind of like playing the background? I ain't gonna say playing the background, kind of like, being the inside man and the little league sports world. Like,
All
what's
right,
up?
well, initially it started by father and my father, the great George Johnson. My dad been coaching in the city of Richmond for over 53 years and still doing it to this day. So just being around him doing that, that made me was like, yo, I want to be a coach that kids can connect to and talk to and be able to be real with. And from there, I just took it and been coach my son, kid, different friends, all that. Then I noticed when I got locked up probably in 2018, I was thinking like, yo, when I come home, I still want to be part of it, but I want to push it. The game is changing. What need to be done? And it was like me streaming games would be the next thing to do. And that's what I started trying to do.
So you originally from Richmond, North Side.
Well, I'm originally from Eastern Henrico. My family is from north side of Highland Park. So I was raised in the East End, but having all of the rest of my family over there. So yeah, a little bit of both.
So when was do you remember the like year or the time frame and what was going on that made you like, all right, boom, I'm ready to pick the camera up? I know you kind of like led us into it, but like, what was the
I
atmosphere like?
2019 I came home and I was just like I was seeing the different changes, the teams, the coaches, and this and that. And I was like, I need to be able to put this on camera so people can see it, or on my phone so people can see it, and just start streaming games. Noticed that it was a guy even back in 2000 and like 15, 16, a guy named Kamish and Voice Sports, as well as Robert EF that was streaming games back then. And that was happening right before I got arrested. And then shit, when I came home, it really took off. So I really wanted to be a part of it.
So what was the feedback like from the community? Was it something that excited them? Like, did you feel like, all right, like we need this? Like, this is
Keep
something that,
going. It was
yeah.
just like because the energy back then of the games was so electric that it needed to be seen, and then people seeing it, and then a lot of people was hitting me like, "Yo, man, you came through, bro." I was at work and I was able to see my son play, and that was just it meant a lot to me. And then once you get those things and people speaking out, it make you want to keep going.
So what we talked about the feedback from the adults, but how was the feedback from the the kids? Like, did the kids like look forward to seeing you there? Are they down
You
on you
know,
like, man, you gotta come here, you gotta come there?
it's funny now because you walking out around in different games and be like rolling with Red, and you looking and you like, and it's a whole group of teenagers. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different type of feel. Um, it keeps you going when the kids noticing and feeling like you got their back or you pushing them forward. It make you want to keep going. So the energy and the feedback I've been getting from the kids, man, worth more than anything. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah. So what about like the connections you built, like outside of just Virginia? I mean, not Virginia, excuse me, outside of Richmond. Like, have you been able to like plug yourself in
Yeah,
with
you
like
could
other
say
events?
outside of Virginia, you could say everywhere. I just did the EF Classic. I did an interview teams from Atlanta, New Jersey, Ohio, DMV, Florida area, you name it. So I mean, being able to get outside your box and connect is always one, and just sharpening up your interviewing skills. The
Yeah,
main reason why I do interviews, especially for the teenagers as well as the youth sports, is because I want them to get more comfortable doing this, because this is what's going to take them to the next level, and this is going to follow them when they on the next level. So to be
exactly.
prepared and not be nervous and shy kind of helps it, you know what I'm saying, help them out along. But yeah.
So having that experience with the other states, do you feel like that was something they have already been on? Like this is something they were, as far as their kids being able to talk. When you talk to their kids, you feel like they already been doing this, like they was hip to the
Uh,
interviewing already.
Believe it or not, our area, which what a lot of people don't know in the sports world, we're a part of the DMV. And I know because we from Richmond, people like, nigga, no, we not. But yes, we are collectively in the sports world. So when anyone tells your child, oh, you from the DMV, that's what they're gonna recognize. They don't view it as in you from Richmond or the 804 or the 757 or whatever. They put it all one. We have some sharp kids. It is a lot of sharp kids. I did a interview with a young man from Philly in the beginning of August, and he was very sharp and knew what he wanted to do. And I even tried to trick him up on a question, and he dodged it so smoothly you can't even announce it. So yeah.
All right, so boom, having being able to actually talk to these kids on one on one, how have you been able to use what they say and put it towards what they actually do on the field as far as like seeing them play? You know what I'm saying? Versus their attitude when you talk to them versus their attitude on the field.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't talking to you if you don't stand out. I mean, I got homies, I got homeboys, and that's a good thing. This is what I want to tell parents now. If your child doesn't stand out, that doesn't mean he's not good. It just doesn't mean he might didn't have that day or it might not be his time at that moment. But it's some kids that are exceptional at an early age or when they first do this. Don't be upset or a hater or wishing on that child downfall because this child outperforms your child or any other child around them. Encourage it, embrace it, and just keep being behind your child, excuse me, and pushing them to get through the tough times and perseverance. So,
All right. So, boom. With that being said, let's talk about rec football. I want to kind of get into that because I've seen a lot of people on the internet. A lot of
Lex, we're gonna keep it real. Lex, I'm gonna keep it real. Go ahead, finish. I'm gonna keep it real. I've been holding
ah,
you back for a minute. I'm gonna keep it
I don't know.
real, Lex.
I
I'm
will.
gonna keep it
I didn't
real. I'm
see
gonna keep
a
it
lot of
real, Lex.
people on the internet say, how much rec football have changed and taking the fun out of it for the kids, and just I don't know. Like the internet, I haven't been in the mix on the internet with the whole groups and stuff until just recently. So I don't know if this is something that's been an ongoing thing or not. But you've been there, so like, is there? Can you explain if there is something to explain the difference between when you first started with rec football versus now?
I feel like organizations need to get back to making daddies not coach their sons. I'm not saying every father play daddy ball because I see a lot of them that don't, right? But it the numbers don't weigh out. That's number one. Number two, we got to get back to making our kids compete. We're so scared of competing a competition or competing every day in a practice that we let them run away from it when it's like, no, we need to stand in the paint and grind it out. Now we know when our child's being mistreated, check that. But if it's a head to head and you seeing this person just giving more or just putting more into it, because it's really a mind thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get back to competing, and we know the bad words because some people in this for certain things that ain't really genuine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you take I feel like when you take the genuineness and the innocence out of a kid's life for this, it ain't worth it. It ain't fun. So we need to change a lot of that. We need to get all of these just I'm just here for my son niggas out the way. Cause once they age out, then you gone and you don't care nothing else about it. And I ain't saying you don't have the right to burn out and want to go do something else, but you're not even coming back and giving. You pretty much watering the game and stopping another kid progress who could be or really will be better, but because you so fixated and focused on your own child, you fucking it up.
Yeah.
And
So
let's simplify it. Hold on, let me finish. Yeah, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. Let's simplify it. A lot of us are not teaching the game. We're so fixated on trying to call a play that we're not teaching the kids how to block, how to know their holes, and read their assignments. That's a big part of of the game of football. If you don't know what you're doing and you can't do your assignment or your job at work, you getting the hell up out of here. So why are we not teaching that anymore? I think that's the biggest thing we need to get back to. Go ahead.
so I'm just a mom, so I can't say too much. But one thing I know, like back in the day, I'm an athlete. I mean, I used to be an athlete. A lot of my family was athletes, and I think a lot of things that's
Ho, ho,
different now.
ho, ho, ho. Do people? I just want to say this because there's a lot of people from the 84 that might know this name. I wonder do people know your last name?
I think they do know my last name.
I mean, I just wonder do they know your last name? Because if anybody know your last name, and this was it's crazy how people is like how the relationship built with me, you, and your kids, right? Um, at a game, and I know I just segued this, and I was just like, I was coaching Battery Park now, you spring, yeah, we played Rich City. It was like we got away one because AJ ain't play. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, who is this AJ? Like, what is we? How we gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Then I see this big kid with this amazing smile. When I don't mean big, I mean tall, not fat. Um, with an amazing smile and a dog attitude, right? And I was just like, okay, and well mannered and present himself. Fast forward, we go to TMT. Now I'm streaming full time, right? I'm doing games, I'm all over. And he was talking to the camera, really expressed himself with a great personality. And I was just like, I want to coach that kid in basketball. Don't know if he could ball, which he's doing fantastic now, won the championship. You know what I'm saying? Max, you gotta get that much. But um, it just people want to know what make you gravitate to kids. It's not always about how good of a talent they are. A lot of it
Yeah.
could just be their personality, their energy, their brightness, how attractive they are. Pause, not in like in a one of that way, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what
No.
make you want to be around them. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know what? Let's sit and talk. Cause a lot of times me and both your sons are just sit and just rap. Has nothing to do with sports. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I just want people to know that. But you being a mom,
Oh no,
um,
yeah, 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 right. So, like, yeah, my family is
and an athlete.
full
Right.
of athletes, full of ball players, basketball, football, whatever. So, the thing that back in the day, with a lot of the coaches that we experienced, like they were instilling principles within us that would take us up off the field. I mean, off the track. I played track, I played volleyball, I played basketball. Same thing with football. The principles was working on our attitude. Having this attitude where I needed to carry me up into adulthood if I choose not to play sports. And what I'm saying is, I say all that to say that I feel like a lot of coaches don't do that no more. Like, cause I see a lot of the kids cursing and yelling and screaming and throwing up gang signs when they walking on the court, when they walking on the field, walking on the court. And a lot of the coaches want their kids to win, but you teaching them plays, but are we teaching them anything else outside of plays? Are we teaching them that when you go to the next
Yeah,
level, you gotta be able to have your grades straight and you gotta be able to have a certain principle with yourself, not be a follower, be a leader. Like, okay, we winning in rec ball, but they have to go to high school eventually too. And a lot of those
hmm
coaches are gonna sit you out
hmm
if you don't know how to talk. A lot of those coaches gonna tell you about talking back to your mama or hollering and screaming and sagging your
yeah.
pants and doing all the things that they were allowed to do 4 or 5 years at rec ball. So I'm
Well,
just saying, is that
I'm gonna
still there?
break
Is
this
that
down to you
principle
about that, and
there?
I'm glad you say that, right? And that was part of one of the other reasons why coaches don't mind coaching your kids because you can correct them. You can't correct everybody kids no more,
Yeah,
because it gets too much of a conflict or a thing and an attitude, and now we beefing. And I ain't really doing nothing but trying to be good to your child or give your
right.
child something that should take with them through the rest of their life. Because you're gonna go through things in life, right? And it's gonna be some things that I might can tell your son that you might can't. And it's telling him the same exact thing that you're saying. But because
Exactly.
I'm saying it in a different manner or a different tone or coming from an outside or just coming from a male perspective, it may hit differently.
Yeah.
But we can't do that no more because you can't correct everybody's children. And that's the problem that we're having today. And that's the issue that is catching a lot of our youth up today. Is no more correction. You know what I mean? It was different because it might was one of your gym teachers, or he might just coach boys basketball, but he still gave a liking to you and gave you correction when you was right or wrong or when he saw it. You don't get that nowadays.
Yeah.
So that's the difference until we go back to being one and growing each other as a village and demanding and not being scared of because yeah, these little niggas gonna try you, but you
Nah,
just
for
have to
sure.
be, you know what I'm saying, stand
Yeah.
10 toes down and let them know that it won't happen. If you give respect, right, and come to them in a respectful manner, they gonna give it to you back.
Yeah.
I deal with that more so than any, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to ask that because I was like, dang, like, I mean, you can coach them up. You know, you can want them to do so much. You can give them all the best games. You can take them all down the East Coast and play some of the best football. You know, but when they out of your sight and they got to go to the next level and they representing you or they're saying, well, shoot, I was with this coach for this many years and this what I. But you know, all right, well, what else did he teach you? Because you're not presenting yourself as a young man type situation. And that's why I be on with my kids. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to throw that one out there. That's all. But anyways, anyways, I know you've seen a lot of good football, right? And I know y'all EF Classic just passed. It's a lot of good teams coming out. It's a lot of underdogs coming to the top. So what are some good teams from DMV, Maryland, always to 757 that you can say right now there's something to look out for this season?
it's odd that you say that. Um, Young Kobe, who plays with DMVU 8U. I don't know if they won or lost, right? They call NWO. They just played a great Rosedale team, which I streamed Rosedale versus Eastern Tigers early this spring, right? Rosedale, for those that don't know, out of DC, NWO, DMVU, which is pretty much the whole DMV. So those two teams on the 8U. I would say the Steppers, the Eastern Tigers on 9U, M City on 9U. This is just all crossover. The state M City is Manassas um City Outlaws. That's a 9U team. 10U, you got Glenlee 10U. Locally, you got Woodbridge. I mean, not Woodbridge, but what they call? Are they Woodbridge? Out Chesterfield? I think it is Woodbridge.
Is they a blue team? Is they blue and black?
Yeah, a blue little gold team. They pretty
Yeah,
good.
they
They
played
pretty good.
AJ and them played them last week.
Yeah, they pretty good on the 10U. 11U ain't really none in our area, but shout out to 757 boys, the drip boys, and then you got of course TJ with DMVU 11U or 10U. No limit. That's probably the top team. No limit in Maryland Heat. Them two, Glenn Lee, not the Seattle Seahawks, Virginia Beach Seahawks. Definitely your top teams. And then I would go 12U. Um, team from out the cut. It used to be Powerhouse, and then they call EP Airstrike Boys. They the number one 12U. Day Day, I think he should get his bike back. Especially if he get his son back, he get his bike back. Yeah, I'm gonna put the pressure on you and Dejan. If you get your son back, he should get his bike back. So y'all talk after that. After this, uh, then you got DMVU 12U. Then you got Virginia Jags and oh Virginia Beach Mustangs. Middle schools. Shout out to Oscar Smith out of 757. Shout
Mm.
out to Fairfield Middle. Um, John Ross Middle, Oak Nose Middle, Vernon John Middle School, Johnson Middle School out in DC. Yeah, I'm trying to figure this thing out. I'm gonna figure out this middle school thing, right? And once we get that popping, it's really gonna go through the roof. That's the next move.
Nah,
That's the
yeah.
next move.
AJ
We're
been
gonna
putting
really
me
start
on
pushing that.
some kind of way. I don't know how he know. AJ know everything about football. He been telling me like, "Mom, you got to be here." I'm like, "Look, I don't know nothing about them teams." Every week he run me down the middle school teams games I need to be at. Like I don't know why he think I'm gonna be recording the games, but some reason he
Well, I
wants
do
me.
have you on here. I do need you for the Raw Fairfield game, but we'll talk about that later.
All
And we're
right,
gonna make that super, super big. But yeah,
all right,
I definitely need you for that, for sure.
all right. I'm with it. I'm with it. All right, boom. So we ran down some rec team. Oh well, rec and middle school teams. So just a few teams. Right, fall is here. If anybody looking for some good games to see, like what teams right here in Richmond is gonna be the
Oh,
teams?
my bad. One more. Can I get one more 12U?
Yeah.
Although these guys are Metro Ball, Holly Springs 12U is probably
Oh yeah. Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
best 12Us there are in this city. Like for real, for real. They're good. And Jimmy Rice and them. Mechanicsville Hornets. Yeah, they are just as good as travel teams. I will say that for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
So in what league is Highland Springs is Metro and the other
And
team is
and
what?
Mechanicsville is Metro as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Boom. So
And
that's some
Hopkins 13U.
Hopkins.
Oh, and Rich City 13U. My bad. What am I tripping? Not my boys. Yes, sir. Rich City 13U. Probably gonna win states this year. I'm
They've been
saying it
laying
out there.
low. I ain't seen too much about Rich City. I
Nah,
usually see them
yeah,
all on
yeah.
my timeline.
They look real good. Maul, you know what I'm saying? Retired on the wreck, so he's stepping down and you know what I'm saying, gave his boys his blessings if they wanted to combine with him. So I'm interested in seeing that squad for sure.
Oh yeah, I bet. All right, so boom, we're gonna transition into high school. Now I've seen you doing commentating some high school games lately, right? So how you feel about that? Is something new for
That's the
you?
next that's the next thing. That's
Yeah.
the next thing. That's I think that's what's gonna be it deserves so much coverage. You can have as many coverage or different people you want. I want. Like prime example, I'm at the Huguenot game last week or two ago, and I meet News Channel 6 guy, I meet Channel 8 guy, I meet the Richmond Times Dispatch guy, the
Yeah.
Richmond Times Dispatch guy.
Yeah.
Like, yo, when we do the media day next year, won't you come be a part? Like, so it's like you get to so many different windows being with that. And I want to give a big shout out to um Marcus Lewis, Coach Scott, Hurley Daniels, like, you know what I'm saying, and Lee Mills and my guy Sean Mills. They really been pushing me more and more to do the high school thing. And my guy Connor from our Manchester. They really been really like supportive, open, like, yo, I like what you're doing. A lot of more high school coaches. So if I forgot anyone, I ain't trying to, and my guy Coach Harris too. Been really down with me from the start of it. So yeah, I'm just getting my feet wet into it, but I really, 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 really enjoy it. You know why? Because it ain't too much mommy and daddy. See, mommy and
Yeah.
daddies, you got to sit all the
Yeah.
way in the stands, and you got to
Yeah.
deal with whatever you got to deal with. You got to sit on your ass and goddamn take it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's about the
That was my next
production and
question.
the mental of your focus, your child's mental and focus. And I gotta say this: you do got to do your research. Whatever you do got to do your research as far as why they're in the eighth grade and put them in the best situation, the situation that you know they can succeed in the school building first. Because if they're not succeeding in that, it's nothing a coach can do.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and where they at as far as numbers of kids in their position in their year. Like if it's a guy that might be the man his sophomore year and that kid is a 12th grader, that's cool, right? Because his time gonna come. You still want that time. You want to be able to compete, but don't put yourself where it's oversaturated and you're gonna be in a dark hole because you really want your child to get the best of his opportunity. But make sure the school aspect is an environment for them to be able to succeed first.
Yeah. So you ran it down, right? You kind of like went all over the board. But for the
Yeah.
parents that is watching this, can you give me three important things that is different from rec ball and high school ball, just from you seeing it? Like they're gonna have to realize,
All
and you said
right,
it,
number
but I just
one.
need them three.
All right, number one. The commitment level is way different. Your son is going to have to be committed, meaning you can't want it more than him. He got to want it made more than the next person, not you. Forget you and your feelings. He got to want it more than the next person. That's number one. Number two, he has to be able to know what are friends and what friends he got to let go. Because there's going to be some friends that they might grow up with them that can't. help them go to the next level. And not saying like you need somebody to help to get you to the next level, but they could be pulling them down with the decisions that they make, and you being so loyal of a friend to, what I'm saying, ride with them.
Right.
Um, and number three, knowing knowing the difference in what's real and what's fake, because a lot of people gonna sell you on some shit that ain't real and not be
Yeah.
real with you. You know what I'm saying? And paint this picture, and that ain't what it's supposed to be. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But if someone is genuine, is real with you, like um, a lot of people know the reason why I have such a high respect for a lot of coaches. One example is when my child was coming back into school and he was trying to get back in playing and this and that. Marcus Lewis was becoming the head coach of Iran, and his thing was, "Hey, the whole going to college shit is cool or whatever, whatever. But if you don't know how to handle finance, or if you don't know that when your time is up to how to be able to transition and become a positive young man in life, you're not gonna be able to do nothing." Now, my son made his choices or whatever, but I say that to say that intrigued me because it was deeper than just the field. Like, all right, that's cool, but you might not make it because your focus ain't even on it like that. So what's next? What are we gonna do next?
Yeah.
So how are you gonna gravitate to the next level? The next another one I see is Coach Scott, is because he really try to teach you different type of life lessons and things. And I think he put his kids out there, win, lose or draw. He put them out there to be seen. So you can't deny that. And then another good coach, the head coach from Armstrong. I gotta give him his props because he's doing it from the mud, show. What I mean from the mud, I mean with whatever little money like the alumni decide to give him, that's what he get to do it with, and he's turning it around. And the beautiful thing about that is he's taking the kids from that area, and if you know the area of our city, that area can be whatever,
Yeah.
and making them positive young men believing in themselves and pushing for one goal and one dream. It's beautiful to see that. So it's a lot of different aspects all over. I can go do a whole documentary, which is something I thought about, but yeah, it's just a lot of different stories that touch me through
Yeah. I
high
mean,
school and
I
stuff.
just know that some people aren't. A lot of parents. Some parents. I'm not gonna say. Some parents aren't realistic about the next level, and I think that um, it's gonna be really an eye opener to go to the next level and see how much they don't have control over what's going on with their children. And that's kind of why I really wanted to have this interview with you, because I know you are on the inside of both right now. Like, you kind of playing the back, and you don't have no dog in the fight. You know what I'm saying? So what
No,
you're doing
no,
is
no.
really really legit because you love it and it's for the kids. So I think people gotta listen a little bit. Calm down, listen.
Yeah,
Like, you really want the best for your kids. Take as much information as you can from people
yeah.
who really don't have no motive other than to be out there because they love what they do for the children. You know what I'm saying?
It's a new thing, and we talked about this before we got on here, but it's a new thing that's going around NIL, right? Be aware of the NIL scamming. I'm not gonna put cuz out there, but a company I know has just been indicted for money laundering, right? So I don't know how it really works. I don't know who guilty or what, but it's a tricky field.
Mm,
And be realistic about what comes with that. Do your research on that, because
yeah.
anybody will tell you anything, and you could be signing yourself or your son's life away from anything. So just be mindful and do the research yourself. Once it get to a certain level, get a outside official, not from the school or from the school high school program or whatever, because now high school is starting to get into the high school in the state of Virginia. So, all I would say is please do your research, get your lawyers, look it up online. I know it's different type of courses and everything that you can follow from TikTok to Instagram. So
Hmm.
just look up and look into that because it's out there. But number one, you gotta know that your child can't be on Instagram or TikTok throwing up gang signs playing with pistols and thinking you're gonna get an NIL. That ain't gonna work.
Nah,
That's
absolutely not.
I'm just being realistic with you. That's not gonna work, y'all. So make sure they are internet friendly right? Don't mind smiling because regardless of what, you still got to smile for people, right?
Yeah.
And receptive and respectful to people around them because you never know who's watching. So that's the biggest thing on the, in that area tip I could give you.
So, high school, and we talked about high school, we talked about rec, we talked about all this good stuff, right? So, boom.
Mm.
I just want to give the people an overview. Like you got an insight on a lot of events coming up. So, with the rec, what is some events? Do you know any events that's coming up that you think should be the go-to for people who want to be outside, want to see some good football?
Far as rec, I think Verona Rec plays Holly Springs. I think that organization, far as Metro, would be a good one. I know we got a North Carolina Virginia game Saturday with Beast Den Tigers, 12U versus North Carolina Dark Horses, Team 300. That's gonna be a good game. They're nationally ranked. They is as well. High school wise, I would say Dinwiddie and Holly Springs, far as this week coming up, should be a big one. And I will be finishing up tomorrow Armstrong versus TJ at TJ again. The score right now is 21-7 with TJ having the ball 8 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the contest. No, in the third quarter, excuse me. With TJ the ball on the on the 13-yard line, trying to
And that's
score. So
tomorrow.
that's tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be
Oh,
there. I will
okay.
be finishing up calling that. That was my first high school game I ever announced. Shout outs to Thomas Jefferson Athletic Department, Coach Harris, everybody over there as well as Coach Pruitt and Armstrong. The kids was great. They loved the music I played. They danced. They took pictures for me and everything. We need to get back. If you from Richmond, you need to get back and see these kids in the city of Richmond. They're really trying to do some things. We got three really good schools: Armstrong, Thomas Jefferson, and Huguenot, and it's covering pretty much a large part of the city. Man, those kids are playing. They deserve the same respect as of Verona, Holly Springs, and Manchester's and Thomas Dale's. So come out and see these kids.
Awesome. Well, I think we covered everything and plus more. I done had a lot of your time for the day. I just appreciate it. I think it was time for people kind of to get the man behind the camera. You always the one doing the interviewing and outside posted and, you know, on here commentating or whatever. Nobody get to really talk to you. So I appreciate you giving me some of your time. And I know people looking forward to you. I know I'm always seeing stuff going on and see you at the games and my kids and all the other kids be excited to see what you got going on. But where, for the people who don't know, people not following you, people who just now seeing you, where they can follow you at? I know they're going to see you Monday at TJ and then um, after that.
All right, so I am rolling with Real on Instagram. I'm also rolling with Real on YouTube. I'm also Terrell Eberhardt on Facebook. All of that's all the same. You can all reach me in that. And all them games I said, I'd probably be there. So I see everybody around. And thank you for having me on your platform. It's one of the biggest in our city. You do a lot of different things from charity work to entertainment. So just being a part of this is cool, man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. So, we got to chop it up about the Fairfield game. You want me to, we're going to have to talk about
For
that.
sure, for sure. I'm gonna
And
be in touch for sure.
I've been watching you for a long time. I'm super proud of you. I appreciate all the opportunities you gave my kids, and you keeping it a buck with me no matter what's going on, man. And you're an inspiration to me. I'm trying to get you now while you still right here. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like, all right, boom. I was there first. That's how I felt with Rob VDF. I'm like, dang, I didn't got to
Yeah,
him
yeah,
before he
you
got
did, you
here. So
did that, you did that.
yeah,
That's
I was.
true.
I'm like,
That's
all
what make
right.
me. That would make me feel good because I'm like, if I could be on the same interview with EL, no, I'm up. I'm doing
I feel
better.
like I
I'm
did
doing
something.
better.
You know what I'm saying?
You did,
So
Sean. You
boom,
did, Sean.
I got y'all. I got y'all. So
And last but
that's
not least, you can't miss no more EF classes, cuz. That gotta be your last time,
yes.
and I ain't even going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We ain't
I'm
gonna get
not.
into
I'm
that,
not.
but
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I was mad at myself about it. I don't even want to talk about it. 'Cause I'm mad at myself, but I ain't gonna get. I don't even want to talk about it for real. I was mad, but I'm there next time. It's a lot. Hopefully, I have a microphone in my hand on the other end or the other field, because we know he gonna have everything. You
Nah,
know,
he
he gonna
got
have smoke
girls
in the
now
can.
too, Lex. So yeah, like he got girls now too, Lex. So yeah. Definitely,
Oh
definitely.
yeah,
But
oh yeah. You got we locked in. It's all good. We're gonna talk about that later.
all
But
right, well,
it's a wrap for this one. Another one in the books. Another great one in the books. I told you it wasn't gonna be that
yeah. I was. Hey, look, y'all. I was nervous. She was like, "You nervous?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm nervous, as bitch." No, but it was
Out of
cool
all
though. It was
people,
fun.
like when
Yeah,
people, like, but it was great. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. Keep going. Good luck on
for
everything you
sure,
got
for
going
sure.
on. I see you at the next game. Me, AJ, and Ari.
All right, peace.